Hey guys, how's it going? Imperatempus here with another video on this channel. I haven't uploaded on here in a while. I do have another channel, obviously, that demands more attention, but this channel is something that I like to make creative videos on every now and then, and I wanted to make a video on this topic. So I've been a long-time Roblox player. I've played since 2008, in fact, on my first account, Heights. I didn't play a ton of Roblox on this account, and I just didn't play a ton of Roblox in general up until 2011. So keep in mind, most of my experiences with the nostalgia of Roblox comes from that era. For all of you that joined Roblox in recent years, which is statistically speaking most of you, Roblox used to be an extremely different game. Games were obviously far more primitive because we didn't have as much technology as we do now. The community was a lot more tightly knit because it was also a lot smaller, and one of the biggest community meeting grounds for Roblox was actually the forums, which no longer exist. Now we just have the dev forums because Roblox wants to push their platform more towards a game development standpoint than it previously was, but I don't think they'd be able to capture the magic of the Roblox forums these days anyway. The game I'm currently playing in the background is called King of the Hill, and it was one of my favorite games back then. Even though my 2011 join date is quite a ways past the initial release of King of the Hill, it was still a pretty populated game back then, and it was just a lot of fun to play. I would go on there all the time. It's where I first started getting into Roblox sword fighting, which was a really big part of my early Roblox experience, and it's probably largely the reason that I'm really good at Roblox sword fighting, as you can probably see from some of my other videos on Sword Fight in the Heights. Now my 2011 account was named Baku, and I played on there for a solid few years. I created an alternate account in 2012, which I aptly named Beast Sword Fighter. This account was created for kind of two reasons. The first one was to get the Bloxer badge. The Bloxer badge was a really cool badge on Roblox that basically meant that you were really good at Roblox combat. The Bloxer badge back then was really cool, and it was kind of a sign of you being really good at Roblox combat. I'm glad to see that Roblox kept the badges feature, but a lot of them aren't even attainable anymore. Regardless, I'm glad that I was able to get the Bloxer badge because you can't even get one anymore. The second reason that I created Beast Sword Fighter was to actually try and attempt to get into a group called Epic Builders of Robloxia, or ERB. They were a highly prestigious building group, and it was definitely something that I wanted to try and get into. Basically what you'd have to do to get into the group was you'd have to make some sort of a showcase place with your building skills, and then you'd have someone come and visit the place and basically say if it's good enough to get into the group or not. The group was really cool, and they actually worked on a few different egg hunts and stuff like that, but I never actually ended up getting in. On screen right now are some videos of the places that I submitted, and you can probably tell why I wasn't accepted into the program. One thing I think this experience speaks volumes about is how creative Roblox used to be. And if I do miss anything from the old days of Roblox, I definitely miss the creativity. It seems like a lot of games now are just mass-produced to make as much money as possible, and a lot of games now seem sort of lifeless compared to the creativity of old games. I'm not a new Roblox hater or anything like that. I still play new Roblox, but if I could have one thing back, it would be the creativity and uniqueness of old Roblox. I think the creativity of old Roblox also really contributed towards me being a more creative person and why I'm able to be successful with YouTube videos. Before we get into my career on Roblox, I wanted to go ahead and also take a quick moment to talk about Roblox's music. Back then, there were not very many audio files, and people couldn't really upload audio files to Roblox either. So all we really had access to was default audio files uploaded by Roblox staff. And honestly, after going back through them, these were some of the most nostalgic songs ever, and a lot of them were actually from video games that I never played, but I still know the references to these songs because they were used in Roblox. And let me tell you right now, the Roblox staff had some banger taste. I know there are plenty more nostalgic songs, but those are the ones that I have the most nostalgia for and the ones that I liked the most. Music is really important for creating a nostalgic experience. The design of things is one thing, but having a sound that you can also relate back to a memory is a whole different experience and really increases the nostalgia factor. And I think that Roblox did this completely unintentionally, but it worked. At one point in my Roblox career, I also tried my hand at retexturing. Again, this is something that's sort of outdated now with the release of UGC, but retexturing was a pretty big thing back then. There was a group owned by Terabyte that was called Retexturing Apprentices, and you could get into it just by simply submitting retextures. Retexturing was the best way to get a hat released into the Roblox catalog, and you could actually make money off of it. There were a lot of big retexturing artists back then, but a lot of them didn't transfer over to UGC. My retextures were absolutely awful, but here are a few of them. It's crazy to think that if I was a better artist, I could have potentially had a loved limited item released into the Roblox catalog. Beast Swordfighter eventually became my main Roblox account. I don't really know why or how, but it did. And this is the account I started my Roblox trading career on back in 2012. The trading system was new and fresh, and people were still getting their bearings. However, a nice community formed around the Roblox forums on the Let's Make a Deal forum, which was centered around trading. I was a pretty big member of this forum. I eventually amassed 17,000 posts on it before the forums got deleted, but some of my best memories are from that time. I tryharded the Roblox forums, especially the Let's Make a Deal forum, and I tryharded trading as well. I can't say that any of my friends that I made from Let's Make a Deal ended up being lasting, but I have reconnected with a lot of the Elmatters that I used to know, like Reels and Trail39 Rules, who are both part of the Rollymon staff team now, which is one of the biggest trading sites. I was also able to reconnect with one of my favorite Elmatters, Hardy, who was a big deal back in the day. Elmad truly felt like my home on Roblox, and I remember having so many great memories in the Elmad community. I was in a big Let's Make a Deal Skype group that was a lot of fun. I was actually in an Elmad Harlem Shake video where I was actually in a tree and didn't exactly get the memo that I was supposed to move around until pretty late. I'm also probably in some of those Elmad forum simulators that are on YouTube, but I haven't bothered to find myself posting anything. I'm glad that the Frost forum archives exist because I can go back and look at all of my cringy posts from back in the day. This career on Roblox trading was also what really jump-started my love for in-game items and virtual item trading, and I got a YouTube channel with 14,000 subscribers out of that, so I can definitely say that I was successful in that regard. This also jump-started my love for rare collectible items. One of my first ones I ever owned was Croniu, but I've also owned a lot of other really crazy ones like Gaze of Sockham 1880, the Dread Visage of X Maximus, and a few others. Nowadays, getting back into trading, I've also collected a lot of new rares, like the one you're seeing me wear in the video, Green Sidewinder. Anyway, I just felt nostalgic for old Roblox, and I wanted to talk about past memories that I had, so that's why this video is here in front of you. Hopefully you enjoyed this little discussion, and if you have anything to add, be sure to talk about it in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.